Greetings, my name is Stephen Feuerstein, and I put together the PL/SQL Challenge with a lot of help from others. And first of all, let me thank you for being interested in reviewing quizzes on our website. That will help ensure a high-quality experience for all of our players. So this video will take you through the steps that you should follow to review quizzes and give you tips about how to best use the resources available on this site. Now, first of all, notice that we're on the home page, and you can see that I've got several quizzes in my Play a Quiz table, but they're marked as ineligible. I am logged in as one of my reviewers, and because my reviewer has looked at these quizzes, reviewed them, he cannot play them. So just a point, if you still want to play competitively, you can do so, but only for the quizzes that you have not looked at or reviewed in advance. Makes sense, right? Okay, so as a reviewer, you're likely to not be taking quizzes anymore in this area. You'll instead be helping us ensure great quizzes. So when you're a reviewer, look in the top right-hand corner of the page and you'll see the review link. Click on that. And this will basically allow you to see all the quizzes that you can review and therefore edit. Now what it'll show first are the quizzes that are scheduled for play. And these are the most important because we need to get your approval on them. You need to review them and approve them, and then we'll know that they're good to go. So you can drill in on any of the quizzes here. Let's just click on one of these SQL quizzes. And this will take me to the quiz details page. This is the same page that you see when you go through the library to look at past quizzes. The difference, however, is that if you're a reviewer, you have a set of reviewer actions. You can preview or pretend to take the quiz. You can edit the question. You can check out what other reviewers and authors have said. You can approve and, well, copy the question. Let's not deal with that now. So, first of all, many reviewers would like to be able to take the quiz without seeing what the answers are. If you scroll down, you'll see that we tell you which ones are right and which ones are wrong. If you do not want to see that, if you don't want to be biased in your taking of the quiz, when you first come to this page, click on Preview, Take Quiz. And then you'll see the quiz pretty much as a player would see it. Just the quiz question and the choices. You can check them if you want. You can't do anything. You can't submit the answer, but you can go over the code without seeing any of the explanations and whether anything is right or wrong. So we encourage you to take the quiz first that way to get the best experience, unbiased experience. You might find things that you need to change. Now there are two ways you can change aspects of the question. You can certainly click on Edit Question, and we'll go there soon. But also if you go down to the choices, you'll see that next to each choice there's an Edit button. And you can open up the Edit button, open up that choice, and then you can make changes to it. Notice that because it's set to review, if you make a change, you have to document why you're making a change. Please be as detailed and specific as you can. So we'll get out of here. No need to do that. But you can make edits right inside this page. However, you're much more likely to simply say, okay, I see stuff I think needs changing. Let's change it. So edit a question. And this is the main page where we make sure that our questions are perfect and wonderful. I won't go through all the different elements of this page. Hopefully most of it should be pretty self-documenting. You probably won't change anything in the question properties section. You will note the minimum version and make sure that makes sense. The difficulty level has been set. If you think it should be something different, you should make a comment, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. And after that, you're really editing fields. Now, you're not the author, or you might be the author, and you'd watch this video as well, but assuming you're a reviewer, be careful about what you change and document everything. The author believes that they put together something solid that has verification code that is consistent. So if you think something's wrong, make sure of it and make careful changes and apply the changes to the verification code, as well as any of the code in the question or the choices. And here are all the individual choices as well. And so you can click on your pencil to edit an individual choice, or work on aspects of the question as a whole. In addition, you can add resources to a question. It's very important that we provide specific resources. You'll find that many of them are already there, but you can also create a new question resource and look up existing resources or create an entirely new one. Now in terms of editing, and especially with code, let's take a look. So when you see any of these big, fat, rich text fields with this little arrow, click on it, and you'll see a big menu. Now you should only utilize a relatively small amount of this, so let's be really clear. When you're writing normal text, the text type is going to be normal. When you want to change any of that code to look like code, fixed font, click here and choose the Formatted option. Do not choose a style. Do not set a font. Just select the type of format here. A really convenient option is to click on the little Maximize button, and then you can see the full screen version of all your stuff. That's nice. And if you click on Source, you'll see the HTML. Feel free to edit HTML, but hopefully with our WYSIWYG editor, you will not need to do that. We currently have problems with using this editor on IE10, so you may need to work in Firefox, Chrome, Opera, or something else. In addition, you can certainly set up links, set bold, italic, underscore, etc., but try not to get too fancy with colors and fonts and so forth. So, you make your changes, you document what you changed. If you have a comment to make or a question, click on Reviews, and you'll see all the comments that other players have made, and of course you can add your own. When you type in your comment, you can simply save it as a private note and nobody else can see it yet, and you can come back to it, or click on Publish Comments, and the comments will be available for all reviewers, author, and admins to see. Now, once you're sure that you like the question and you think it's all ready to go, you can approve the question. Since this has already been approved by this reviewer, you'd have to, it's showing unapproved, but you normally see approve there. Before you can approve, however, you have to go through the checklist. As you can see, we've got a lot of pop-up windows, so hopefully that means that if you've got a couple of monitors or a big monitor, you can move stuff around and have them all showing at the same time. So we show the assumptions for the quiz, and it's a good thing to know those assumptions quite well. And then lots of checklist items, and this is critical to ensuring a high-quality quiz. Before you can approve as a mandatory aspect, you have to make the mandatory ones pass. All of them have to be passed, and that means you should read the description. You should make sure that what we're saying here is true. If you want to see more details, click on More. And then after that, please go through as many of the warnings and best practices as you can and ensure that we've got a high-quality quiz. Now, you may not want to take the time to change all these to pass or fail, but even just reviewing these and being aware of the kinds of issues we've run into before in the past would be really helpful. Click on your Save and Close, or Save and Approve, and it'll approve it right away. And then you're done with that quiz. Of course, other people might come along, other reviewers might have other comments on what you've written. You may need to go back, make some more changes, or suggest different changes. But that should pretty much get you through the main aspects of reviewing quizzes. Now, a lot of the quiz communication, for example, I type in a change, and you need to find out about it because you're working on this quiz or you want to find out about it. So what you can do is go into your account under Preferences, and you can note there's a specific checkbox here, send a notification of change to quiz, reviewers and authors only. If you check that, you will receive emails that tell you that there's been a change or there's been a new comment and so on. Otherwise, you can see this information in your messages box. Well, I think that pretty much takes care of it. Click on the review window, the review link, choose the quiz you'd like to review, drill down and have at it. Again, we thank you so much for your willingness to help out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me directly, Stephen@StephenFeuerstein.com, because you're really important to me and I want to make sure that you're happy and successful in your reviewing process. Thanks so much, and happy coding.